Good evening. Welcome in,
Hi
everybody, to
guys.
another night of the
Good
Cantrell
evening.
Country Cruise Line Show.
Mhm.
Welcome in my
Yep.
co-host, my partner channel, Richard Blumensuper,
Hi.
and our fellow co-host, Mike, who is a partner with Richard on the
Yep.
Park and Eats channel. Make sure you guys go
Yes.
check out those two channels. They
Absolutely.
do a great job with
Hi,
the stuff.
Edie. Hi, Debbie. It's good to see you.
But welcome in, guys. Good to see you here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff that's come out. I mean,
Oh
obviously, we
yeah.
do know, um,
Mm-hmm.
and not just Disney itself, but particularly in
Mm-hmm.
like Richard. I keep an eye on
Yeah.
the cruise line just as much as you keep
Mm-hmm.
an
Yeah.
eye on it as much as I do,
Yeah.
Richard, because
Good for you.
we tend to be leaning more towards the cruises now than we do Disney
That's
a
true.
little bit. And I'm not gonna lie, I am leaning more towards cruises because
I know.
I did a webinar today
Mm,
on
Yep.
Australia. I want to take a cruise
wonderful.
to
Oh,
Australia,
yes.
Nice.
particularly on the western part where Perth and some of that area on the west side of
Mm-hmm.
Australia is.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
So, but anyways, welcome in, guys. So
Hi.
tonight's topic, we're going to talk about what's going on with the cruise lines
Sure.
and 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 just how much the industry is growing. And
I agree.
Yes.
you can see with the expansion of,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what, we'll start off with everybody's favorite, Disney. You can see it
Sure.
with the expansion, and we'll even go as far as the top two, Disney and Royal Caribbean. You
Yeah,
can
Yeah.
see with them expanding, they're the ones that are really putting out the ships in the
they
next
are.
Yep.
couple of.
It's not even also the ships for Disney. It's also their new private island that they opened up. So
Yes.
that's going to be amazing too.
We'll get into that
Mm-hmm.
too
It
because we
looks
do know
beautiful
Carnival's
by the
coming up
picture.
with a new island, and that new island we were talking about, Richard, comes out this
Lighthouse
summer.
Point. I know. Summer.
Carnival, it's called Cascade something or Lookout something or for Carnival. I
Okay.
can't remember now.
Hold on. I
But
will
it
get
comes
to
out
know
this summer. It actually comes out this summer
Okay.
it. Okay.
for Carnival.
I know
So
Lighthouse
you know,
Point's coming out really soon. So
and
Right.
obviously, and I'm not sure. Do you know? I have not seen it, but has the other one for Royal Caribbean opened up yet?
let's see.
Mm.
I don't know if they
'Cause
really have theirs in the
I think they were
Bahamas.
either working on their second island or getting
Yeah.
ready to purchase it, or it's opened. I can't remember. I thought they had to. I do know
Mhm.
that Carnival is opening its island this year.
Right. Mm. Mm. Mm.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead. The first ship I really do want to talk about, which is at the top of the list, and we do know this ship has already come out.
Right.
But let me show you. You guys need to
Okay.
see this. This is
Sure.
how massive this ship is.
Okay.
Good.
Let's see.
Okay.
So let me bring up the share screen.
Yes, second island is already out for Royal Caribbean.
Really interesting.
So
When
first
did it
island
open?
is
Does it say?
uh, first island is the Coco Cay, and
Mm-hmm.
second island is called Lilipa. Let's see
And that
what
one
it
just
says.
came out too, right? Did they both just
Mm.
come? Did one of them just come out recently, or they both been open for a while?
I
You know.
don't know.
But anyways, and this is coming up by a cross. Guys, these pictures that I'm going to be showing you comes from cruisehive.com. These are
Okay.
the top 10 ships that are going to be coming out 2024. And of course, obviously, the one we're looking at here that we're showing you, and in fact, if you look at Richard's background picture, that is the back end of it.
Yes.
But look at this picture. Look how
I know.
this
This
ship
is a beautiful ship, by the way.
Looks nice.
One of my dream ships.
This
to
is
be
the
matter of fact.
600 and some odd tonnage.
Okay, I get to see that.
This is the
There you guys go.
650,000 tonnage cruise ship. This is the Icon of the Seas. This is the one that is ported.
Nice.
It is ported out of Miami. And really, if you really want to know more of it, I'm going to tell you this. If you really want to know more about it, go over to Happily Ever Yachty's channel. I know she did a lot of vlogs on the Icon of the Seas.
Yeah.
She did.
And I'm telling you, they got a dual. Listen, one of their bars that they had, the dueling bar piano, was awesome. In fact, I got to catch. I think I got to catch that one partially live, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yes.
That was one that she did live. I can't remember. I might have.
Also,
it might have been a replay on that one. I can't remember now.
So on the Royal Caribbean, the Coco Cay is part of the Bahamas officially. And the other one, which is La Lipa, is not part of the Bahamas. It's off the port of Sydney. So it's over by Australia.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Right. Now it's Coco Cay, and Coco Cay is open now, I believe.
Yes, they're both of them are open. So this other one is already open too, but it's in a whole different hemisphere as their first one. Yeah.
And if I'm right, Coco Cay was the one that just opened within the last couple of years, I believe.
No, that was La Lipa. That was La Lipa that just opened. Yes. Coco Cay is the first one. It's been open for years.
Has it? Maybe they just did some expansion to it, I guess.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that it was all, some of this was already in place before I can, but I mean, look at the massive ship on the staterooms.
Yeah.
I mean, that ship is just, I'm telling you, if you ever get to watch, if you ever want to watch what a port looks like with heavy cruise lines going in, watch the Port of Miami. There's a channel called the BLS.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it watches the cruises, and I'm telling you, it had 7 ships in there today. The last 2 just left at 7 o'clock, which was the 201 Divina. Leaving. I didn't get to watch the rest of them leaving, but the one I did get to catch leaving was the Norwegian Gem.
Yeah.
But anyways, let me go back to the top here. I mean, let me show you the list of what the ships. These are the 10 ships that are going to be coming out this year. Get up there. You're about to see the too far. Where'd my arrow go to now?
No idea.
Oh, there it is. Take you back across there. Now I can see you. I mean, these bigger. Is it just me, Richard, or does it seem like you know, the problem is the thing about these ships that are coming out, they're being bigger, they're being built bigger, and they're being more built like luxury motels, to be the honest truth.
They are, and Dave, you are glitching.
You can actually see that.
Like
and you
really
can
bad.
see that on all the cruise lines. Because even Carnival is starting to add, they're starting to add activities like the Royal Caribbean has and that on some of the, like the Excel classes and that.
Right.
That are coming out. Okay.
Yep.
I'm working on trying to get the list up here a little bit, guys. Did it again to me. The problem is that it just doesn't want to stay in one spot.
Right.
So I'm going to try it a different way and see if I can't get it down there. There you go. There's the list right there. As you can see, and we were just talking about it, the icon of the seas. So the other ones that you guys are going to see out as we go throughout the year, and obviously we'll be talking about these as they come out.
Yeah.
The Sun Princess is coming out with, well, it's called the Sun Princess, but it's with the Princess Cruise Lines.
Right.
Queen Anne. Do you know anything about this cruise line, the Cunard line?
Nothing. Hi, Molly.
I've never heard of that one.
At least it's. I think that is mostly European, if I remember correctly.
It is the T. Now I will tell you the TUI lines. The TUI, I think, is either I want to think it's either the Celebrity,
right,
or it's the MSC. I think they're the Celebrity.
Yeah. And there's the big
have
ship.
To go look.
Big ship for
of course,
the first big ship for
and we keep harping on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the one that this is the one that Mikey's going on, and we'll make sure it gets rocked up and down.
Oh, brother.
So he gets a royal treat, and that's the Disney Treasure.
Well, wait a minute, Dave. How come the Destiny isn't on there yet? That should be on there for 2025.
It's older article, and Destiny is not.
Okay.
It's not 2024. I think it's 2025 or later.
Yeah.
Right.
It is 2025.
The list you're seeing here, Mike. The list you're seeing here are all the different cruise lines that are bringing out their ships just this year for 2020.
Just this year.
That's why I got it on there because it was December, but its maiden voyage. Its maiden voyage wasn't until January.
Right. Gotcha.
And then of course you see the Utopia of the Seas, Explorer too. Now the Explorer, I do believe those are part of the MSC cruise lines right there.
Right.
And that's why I'm thinking
a smaller version of their
TUI,
big ship.
I think is part of the brand of the MSC. The what? I think the Explorer is one of the smaller ones that go into more of the honest. Oh, and of course we got to do this. I know I said hi, Molly, but we have to type in.
Oh boy!
It's a small world.
It's a small world. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world.
Small world.
Now it's a shame Nick was. It's not a shame Nick wasn't in here because I know he likes to hear that song too.
There you go.
We all had different paces today.
And of course, wait. We gave Molly her song. We had to do Debbie's. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow when Debbie always joins us. It's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow to always
and
to see her smile.
Dream away. Oh my gosh.
She's the best.
And a dream
I know.
that start. Woo.
So great thing through all the show, and she'll always make you smile. It's a great, big, beautiful day. But yeah, so and then of course you got the Mindset Day again, and then there's the Viking again, and I think the Viking Vela is actually going to be one of their bigger ships. I'd have to.
Oh, really?
It is their biggest ship that they've ever made so far. It is the first ship that is officially worthy for seas of theirs. So,
yeah, and yes, she is, Molly. She is one of a kind.
She sure is. Yes.
Listen, and this is a direct order from me. You both better be getting your rest and making sure you're healthy.
Oh boy,
I am.
Or I will promise you, I won't come down in December.
Oh boy.
I know I can't make it in August, but if you guys don't start getting better, then I'll have to stay home in December.
Well.
Now, we'll get some reaction, I'm pretty sure.
That's good.
Hey, I can go with that relaxing and hot tub thing.
I get it. Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. Hey, I actually had a massage today, so what can I say?
Nice.
But I actually did something good, guys. I actually got my butt into the gym and actually did a good workout today.
Well, that's nice.
So
I had to do it.
Hopefully I'd start losing the stomach and become out a little more buff. That way when I go on the cruise lines, I can.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lord.
Something I don't want to see.
What? I'll have my muscle shirts on.
Oh, gosh.
How did we
I'll show my 12-inch pythons. I don't know.
Dave, you better watch it all sick and go get Pete and have him come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Look at what Molly's saying, basically, Dave.
Hey, I'm talking about my bicep muscles. They're not 12-inch yet. They got a long way to go yet.
Oh, boy.
I said eventually.
You got him riled up.
I said eventually.
I'm not saying a word.
I said eventually. No, I don't expect them to get that big, but I am looking to. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight and build a little bit more across the shoulder and the chest.
Literally, don't ask.
I was just talking about that. I did my first workout, Debbie, because I'm trying to lose a little bit around the waist area and trying to get a little bit healthier and trying to build the upper part muscle wise.
Right.
Anyways, which is, here's the thing about it. That's the one thing. Here's the other thing about going on cruises. It's amazing how many people like to work out, even when they're on the ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People do work out in the gym, go to the spa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting.
Listen, at this point, wow. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think about some of these ships?
Interesting.
They look great. I'm just looking through like the Sun Princess and seeing what it's going to look like. It's going to be pretty good. It won't be the biggest ship in the world by far.
No, it's not.
It's going to be big, though.
Listen, at this point,
it's going to be a luxury. It looks like.
even with the ships that Disney built, right now the Icon, followed by the Utopia, is going to be the biggest ones.
Right.
Yeah. Utopia will be.
I think Utopia is going to be the same size as the Icon, I believe, because it's an Icon class ship.
Hi there.
Oh, Dave.
Hi there.
Yes, he answered. He's coming. Oh, yes.
Oh,
I knew it wouldn't be long. Molly was in here. Hey, I knew it wouldn't be long because Molly was in here, so I knew it was going to come.
Staying out of it.
You know what? He'll probably just call you. He'll interrupt this show.
I'm not saying a word. I'm just staying out of this conversation. You know?
I'm actually trying to get it down to see if we can. Hold on. Here's an interesting fact. Okay.
Yeah.
The Sun Princess is, but this ship is slated to be debuted as the biggest cruise ship in the world, or even close to it. But it's still going to be. I still don't think it's going to be as big as the Icon. I just don't.
It won't be, but it's still going to be big.
Are you looking at the picture, Richard?
Yes.
Yes, it's actually
big enough.
I actually think it's going to be. I actually think it's going to be one of their bigger ships, to be the honest, truthfully.
Well, this is going to be the Princess's biggest ship. We already know that. Says it right there.
Yep.
No.
Icon
won't be as
no,
big as
it's
Icon.
I doubt it'll be.
No. Only one like that would be that is Utopia or Zootopia. It's going to be a
Utopia.
Zootopia.
Utopia. That has nothing to do with animals.
Zootopia. It's going to be a crazy zoo on that dang ship.
That's what cruises are for, to be crazy and fun.
That's true. Now, that is not to be
there's what it looks
crazy
like.
and fun. Right? Now, Dave, have you looked at that ship and seen how big the staterooms are, really? They're like 3 times the size of regular staterooms. They're huge.
Which one?
That Princess.
On which ship?
That one, the Sun. They had plans out at one
and
time.
That's about it. Nobody's doing nothing to anything to any animals, Pete. We're talking about the big.
Oh
gosh! There's gonna be like 10 new cruise ships being released. We are have. Let me see if I can find pictures of the staterooms on this.
The staterooms, yeah. On that one. That is the outside of it. That is the water.
Dean! We got.
Oh, hello, Dean the Turkey Leg Star.
Hi, Dean. It's good to see you.
Dean the Turkey Leg. Welcome in, Dean the Turkey Leg.
Yeah, it didn't show it, Dave.
No, I don't see no picture of it. I'll have to see if I can find it.
Hey, you don't need to now. I'm just saying it's very, very large staterooms, even just for the small ones.
Oh, good grief. Yeah, well, if they're the dangerous ones, you can keep them, but I ain't gonna get into that one. Okay, and then this is for the Queen Anne, which is a
Canard.
It is the one with the Queen. Oh, I should have known it was the one. And no. That is a big time no.
Oh boy. Well,
but no,
you never
this
know,
is actually the line that
could
has
have
Queen Mary
a carnival on Carnival. I
don't think no, people. Carnival they have too many casinos on them.
Oh, that's true. They just take a casino
Not
out.
as big as. Now here is the Queen Anne cruise ship.
That's the Queen Anne Canard.
That's not a bad looking ship, Richard.
It's nice.
That actually is a nice looking ship. Actually, if you look at it, it almost has. The crazy thing of it, it almost has without the golden paint around it, it actually has the color of the Disney cruise lines.
Yes, they do.
True, it does.
No, but you will see. I will tell you that. Yes, they do. Carnival has a lot of the casinos, along with most of the cruise lines have some.
Hello, welcome in.
We do say most.
Is the only one.
Yeah.
I said Disney's most. I didn't count Disney. I was about to say Disney does not have. Disney is the only cruise line actually to not have any casinos in it.
Correct.
And you never will.
Now, I do not know about Viking
I don't think you'll ever see casinos in there.
No, you won't.
I don't think you'll ever see casinos in there, but I'm wondering.
It's good to see you.
I'm wondering about the new Viking. Is it going to have a casino? Yeah.
Viking is another one that
they don't. They don't. They don't have a big cruise ship, but all the river cruises, they don't have a casino on them. So we'll see on that one. It might be the second cruise line to do that. Number 2. Oh, Dave officially froze.
Yep.
Well, hello, Mike. How are you doing today?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Wonderful.
Taking it easy. Taking my time.
Good. Wonderful. Well, that is good news.
Yeah.
So
we know, Jeannie. We're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Please stick with us. Dave is having technical issues.
Yep, he is having some the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So what do you think about these the announcements? I mean, I think it's great for.
Oh
God, I'm not even going there. I'm not even gonna go there. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it wasn't me who was talking about their pythons, Pete.
Not me.
That was all the way Dave.
Definitely. Like, yeah.
Do not put me underneath that bus.
And don't you dare put me underneath that bus either.
Neither of us should talk.
Really? That's interesting.
Okay. I can live with snakes. No, spiders, no, thank you. Snakes, I'm okay with them.
I'm fine as long as they're at a distance. But if
I've handled tarantulas before. I've handled tarantulas before.
Here's the thing. I can handle spiders on the walls, and not bother them and let them do their thing.
Oh, yeah.
But any that I feel me, no thank you. No thank you, I'll pass. Next. Anyways.
I that's only because I know what to look for spiders.
Right.
Around my area, we do have spiders that have a nice little red diamond on the back of their behind.
Lovely.
Do not touch those.
I would never.
Do not go by those. Those are black widows.
Wonderful.
Yeah, don't touch those. They are poisonous.
No, thank you, I'll pass.
No, but that is why I'm worried about the snakes, though.
Right.
More than the spiders in them, because for snakes, I do not know you have to know the pattern, what the head looks like, things like that.
And you also have to listen for the rattle.
And the rattle, which at least I know what to listen for that one. I used to live around the biggest area that had them in the whole U.S.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You can answer that one. I'm
you're
not
looking at spiders' behinds because that is where you try to look to see if they have any pattern.
Right. Or poisonous.
If they know they're poisonous,
Yeah.
what they look like.
You.
Amazingly, the most poisonous spider is around my area also, but they cannot bite you because their mouths are too small.
Oh, great! No, thank you. No, thank you.
You know what that spider is, Mike?
Wait a minute.
I gave a big, huge hint on it.
It has to be the Black Widow.
Nope. The mouths are too small to bite you, so they can't bite you.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I knew this. Hold on. It's not Black Widow. It's not Anaconda.
Nope.
That's
Daddy
it.
Long legs.
That's it. That was my next guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Most poisonous spider almost in the whole world. It's pretty close up there. Yeah.
It is. But no, thank you. I will pass because.
Yep, we get those a lot around here. Well, we have ones that have about this much of legs.
No, thank you. Mm-mm. But
they like to. Here's the funny thing: they like to live in the restrooms where it's a little bit damp.
Oh, wonderful!
So you're closing your restroom door, looking straight at them.
Okay, I'm taking back over.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
No more pythons, no more snakes, no more nothing.
Snakes on a plane.
Oh, don't even get me started. But no, thank you. No.
And why?
Okay,
what the hell is
going on? Dave, hopefully your reception will be better.
Yes.
We were keeping the community entertained by talking about snakes and spiders.
Back out.
And he's out.
Oh my.
Oh, cool.
I wouldn't even want to touch one of those things. No, thank you.
Now, if I knew I would not have to worry about being poisoned because it bit me. I might be willing to handle some.
What's interesting with me, with that. It's not about that part. It's about the coils. That's what bothers me about them.
I don't care about the coil.
No, thank you.
I just don't want the poison part. Now
I'm taking back over. No more talking animals.
Okay, Dave. Each time you go out of here with that stream, we're going to be talking about animals.
Mm-hmm.
Take your choice.
Well, I love elephants.
Okay, well, we've done enough snakes in that. Unless you want to talk about going to... Now, we could talk about going to Australia. There's a lot of good, interesting animals down in Australia now.
Yeah, there is. By the way, Mike, that is the biggest concentration of birds in the whole world.
No, thank you. I was in Sydney. Thank you very much.
Different kind of birds.
Hello, Stephanie.
Yep, I did. Oh, bro.
What y'all do? Traumatize poor Mike or something?
No. Here's the thing with me and animals, okay? If they are far away, fine. But once they get up near me, it's like, get away from me. No, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking about making a new horror film called Night of the Living Turkey Legsters.
Oh, God.
Night of the Turkey. Night of the Turkey Legsters. There you go.
Night of the Turkey Legsters. Oh, never-ending Night of the Turkey Legsters. There you go.
No, thank you.
You got to put never-ending before it.
Oh, God.
Of course.
You guys are silly tonight. I tell you. But it's okay.
Well, that's okay. That helps thanks to certain other things.
Oh, I'm not saying a word on that.
And
no way.
He brought up something else that you were talking about earlier, Dave.
Mm-hmm. What? You better read.
Look at what Pete just posted. I'm not going to talk it on the stream.
I'm not saying a word.
It's not happening, Pete. Not happening.
Hey, I got permission from Dean the Turkey Legster about the Night of the Living Legsters, Turkey Legsters.
Oh my God.
I'm definitely making that now.
No, thank
Make
you.
a B-movie out of it. Oh, I'll record it in Epcot.
Well, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Let's put it
Well,
this
let
way.
me put it to you this way. I'm not so. I want the ratings, but I would rather those ratings transfer over to people that want to travel to places. Not there ain't going to be nothing to do with bears on this show, unless we talk about natural habitats and just enjoying the scenery of going to
national parks
and.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could, Dave. If we talk about bears, we could talk about the polar bears that are in Alaska, which would be an Alaska cruise.
Correct.
True.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. I've seen them at the zoo.
Yeah.
But so
no, I mean I don't mind. Honestly, though, if I do like watching bears out in a natural habitat, but I'm smart enough to know I ain't getting nowhere near them.
I don't even want to get. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Especially if they're the cubs.
Oh yeah.
Because if they're cubs,
protective.
Just bear it all.
Oh
Pete,
gosh.
Pete.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
Okay.
Next.
I'm stepping out of here, guys. I should be back in on the. It didn't take long to kick back the system back up, so I'm stepping out here and going back to the mainframe.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Now since he's gone, let's talk about.
Why don't we talk about elephants? I like elephants.
Yes.
Elephants are fun.
Elephants
and they
are
fun. Cute animals.
They are, but they're also afraid of bees.
Oh, I know that.
One, you ain't gonna see no animals on cruise lines. That's for sure.
How did we get on this bear subject? I mean,
listen,
I don't know. Blame it on Pete this time.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just asking.
Listen, they may look cuddly, but their Leo ones are not cuddly.
True.
Now the plus ones, those are those are as cuddly as you want to get, but the real ones.
Mm-hmm.
And even I'll tell you, the travel agent, here's the thing. I'll even tell you, the travel agent, when you are going to places like that, into the countries and the natural habitats.
Yeah.
And this even came, and this, you know how I told you, Mike, I did that. I was doing that thing on the road thing for do the Travel Leaders Network. I actually sat down and talked. I actually talked for a few minutes with an MPS, and that's no part of the stranger. And even they were talking about, make sure you give the wildlife its space.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
It is beautiful. I mean, if you're going to the parks, and speaking of which,
it
is a cruise stream.
It is.
I don't know. Unfortunately, when I got everything booted up on me, it went over to animals.
Yeah.
He probably had to go eat, I'm betting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been fun. Outside of that, I don't know why it lagged up. It does that every time I share. When I don't share nothing,
I know
the stream is fine.
I know.
I don't know why it does that.
I don't know. Maybe it's the broken. That's my only guess. You know what I mean?
Not broken, but I am going to do this real quick, guys, because it's at that point in time, and I have to do this.
Sure, go ahead, Dave.
We'll be back 2 and 2. This is the Cantrell Country Travelway. I'm the agent and owner, David Cantrell. If you're looking to travel through the U.S. national parks or maybe to the waterways from beaches to ocean cruises, let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find your magical vacation.
All right, we are
Welcome back, guys.
Yep. And yeah, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yes. This is a cruise show, and we are going to. It's not just a cruise show; it's about traveling. So yeah. I mean, legitimately, what we do talk about is different traveling, and right. Honestly, I think next week I may. Right. What I'm going to do for the next several weeks is talk about different places to travel to, such as Australia. We'll talk about Alaska, Hawaii. Yeah. So this show actually does cover about cruise and traveling. I mean, the thing is, the one thing that you do get to know is the fact that we're traveling. You have to plan. You have to take your time, do what you need to do. Particularly if you're going, I will tell you this, particularly if you're going outside of the country,
right?
You really need to plan and take care of things. And
absolutely.
Especially if you're going on any type of a cruise, for one, make sure you plan out an itinerary.
Yes.
And I will tell you as a travel agent, even going on a cruise line, if you're just going on a cruise, and sometimes it's not always necessarily about going on different adventures off the cruise.
Right.
But if you are looking for adventures beyond the cruise, then obviously you'll want, look at the different ports that you'll be stopping at. Make check and see what you can book ahead of time. There's a lot of things that you definitely like, and I'll go again and say it again. If you're going to, even going to, like, let's say if you take a cruise to Australia, there's things you want to book ahead of time, months.
Oh yeah,
not just the cruise, but I'm talking about things
absolutely
you want to do in Australia. Particularly depending on what part of Australia you're going to.
Correct.
Because it has several provinces. It actually has several. They actually call their areas, they call them states like we do, and they have different areas of it, and some of it takes a few hours to get from one place to another.
It does.
But got a lot of beautiful areas. You got Perth,
right?
You've got Perth. You got South Wales. You got Brisbane. You got Sydney.
Yes.
A lot of beautiful areas in Australia to stop.
Many places.
And then if you're like me, who likes to snorkel, and if you're like me and who like to snorkel and I want to learn to scuba dive. If you like to scuba dive and snorkel, the barrier reef around Australia is one of the best.
Right.
It's probably the most clearest of all.
That would be fun. That would be fun to do, but for me, I guess for me, I don't know what I'd want to do on one of those the cruises. Honestly, I really don't know what I would want to do. I guess for me, I'd want to go to Sydney and explore it a little bit.
Right.
And of course, I'd want to see the Opera House, of course, of Sydney, which would be
Yes.
fun.
Yes. Oh yeah, and those are just some of them. But if you're like really into art and that,
Oh yes,
it's not just Sydney you want to go to. You
right.
actually there's a couple of places that are just south of Sydney that
Mm-hmm.
really want to visit
Right.
that are really art cultural infected
Yeah.
uh, from local artists itself as well
Right.
in Australia.
Right. Yeah. But I think it's interesting that you know, I mean, I guess for myself personally, I guess I just want to, with the experience, things but, for me, I have to put in a lot of the logistics with it coming from, it's one of those things where I would like to do stuff, but for me, it would be the logistics of it that I would have to figure out and stuff.
It,
Yeah.
it's not as hard as you think, though, Mike. It's not as hard as you think. Yes, it takes a little planning, but the
Yeah.
logistics is not as hard as you think. I mean, and okay, you want to get back to animal? Let's get back to animal talk. You want to see some real? There are a lot of animals that if you go to certain parts on in
Right.
Australia,
I
you will
know.
see some of the most
Of course.
interesting
If you do the
animals.
outback,
We're not just talking about koala bears and kangaroo,
right? I
which
know.
most
I'm
people
talking
know
about
about.
like,
There is, hey America,
going
welcome
into
in,
the
and I hope
outback
you're feeling
and
good.
seeing
I hope Adam
everything.
and Levi and Blake are as well, good as
You
well.
know what I mean? I mean, it's interesting, but the way that I look at things, see, I guess for me, I look at like now me, I am a stickler for being on time for stuff. I mean, I will look at a clock and be like, "Look, I
Yeah,
mean,
but Mike,
I
you
mean,
got
I'm so
remember this too, though. You sometimes when you travel to places like that,
right."
you have to allow for time, but then you have to allow for a lot of
Of
flexibility too,
course, of course.
because things don't always go planned.
I
I
understand
mean,
that, and I get
it's
that.
it's now when you're going to Disney World, you can stick
Mhm.
to a schedule,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you'll be okay sticking to that schedule.
Yep.
But if I'm traveling to Hawaii or
Mhm.
Alaska or
Yeah.
Australia or some to another country or even down in
Mhm.
the Caribbean,
Right.
sometimes you have to be a little bit more flexible.
I can be flexible to a point, and then it's like, see, look, see, the way that I travel is, like, very different. It especially when you are switching time zones. Now me, I have never switched time zones in my life. So it's like I have to get my body adjusted to it.
Right.
And it's when you are on the cruise lines and you cross, I believe, the international date line, I am assuming it, my body has to get used to like a lot of things at once. So it's like as soon as I get used to one thing, then the next thing's gonna come up. If that makes sense.
Well, and the one thing about they made a good point today on the webinar is that
Hmm.
you have to be flexible that when you're flying from the US, there is no direct flight to Australia.
I know that.
Not even from the West Coast.
Actually, from the West Coast, you would have to go to Hawaii and then switch from
No,
Hawaii to there.
no, you wouldn't necessarily you don't necessarily
Really?
have to go to Hawaii. You could actually go to Taiwan. You could go to you could go to
Hmm.
some of the other southern
I can go to Japan.
South Asian. You could go to Taiwan. You could go to some other countries down there and transfer planes there
Right.
to Australia.
Mm.
But as far as I know, there is no straight because that's an 18-hour flight. You couldn't do it.
It is.
From the West Coast to Australia, it is definitely an 18-hour flight. So yeah, you would have a hourly, and then you would and like they said, when you're flying to other countries like that, sometimes you may want to take a day to explore that country a little bit.
Of course.
And then fly on into Australia.
But also, too, Dave, you have to get your body used to the time difference, especially if they are a day ahead of you.
And honestly, I don't know if it's so much the time difference, but when you're flying that many hours, to me, it would not be the time difference; it would be the jet lag.
That's what I'm saying.
Jet lag. It's not
jet
so much
lag.
Time
Yes,
difference.
I get
it's being
that.
on a plane that many hours.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, you would definitely have to. That's why they say that once you get there, you're definitely going to probably want to take a short afternoon nap before you even get into doing anything in Australia. Whether you just hop on a flight directly from, like if you go, let's say you stop in Taiwan, catch a flight there to Australia.
Yep.
You know, they say by the time you get to Australia, you're going to want a few hours. You're going to want a few hour nap. For sure.
But you know, all in all, I think that the news that has been coming out, you know, with the cruise lines is just amazing. Recently.
Yeah, that many ships. That is, you know, I never thought about how much they actually come out with in a year. But then you look at the industrial of the cruise line industry, it has tremendously grown in the last several years.
Absolutely.
And particularly after COVID.
Right.
And when they started to ease up on restrictions and traveling,
a lot
more people wanted to experience cruising. And so obviously, the cruises cruise line industry has grown tremendously.
Right.
So obviously you have to account for that. And the more you grow, the more you're going to have to you got to accommodate. So sometimes that means, you know, and some of these ships, you got to figure it takes a couple of years for them to build. So these are designs that have been in plan. Some of the half of these ships, I can guarantee you, were in plan before COVID.
Oh, of course. But, you know, and with everybody wanting to travel now in more ways than one, everybody is just going everywhere in droves. And that's a good thing because they are actually making up the money they lost.
And here's the thing. When I was watching the video presentation for the National Park Service, when I was doing that thing yesterday, or the day before, I don't remember if it was, let's see, Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. So it would have been yesterday. I was doing that all day yesterday. And I was watching, and this was before I talked to the Park Service ranger.
Right.
You know, obviously there was a park ranger service that
absolutely
did the video. In fact, I think it was actually the one that did the video.
Yeah.
He was showing some pictures of some parks that were, here's where you got to be flexible, including on traveling. The waiting line for some of the park entrances to some of these parks were like 2 to 3 hours. That's why you always do your research. And we'll talk more about that. We're going to talk a lot about this when we do the new park show. And obviously tomorrow we are going to pre-film that one. Guys, for you guys that are still here or maybe Ninja watching, one day will be a pre-recorded show of the national parks, please
Yep.
go catch it. Obviously,
Absolutely.
it probably will be no more than half an hour, 45 minutes at the most.
Right.
But we will be talking about, we'll actually be talking about the whole National Park Service because
Right.
you'll get a lot of information. Like, believe it or not, there is 400, and these are not even. And now you got to think of this too, Mike. There's actually more parks than that because you got to think there's parks that are on the state registries for each state. Even the states have their own park registries. So there's even,
Right, I'm listening.
so even with each state, you're going to have your state park registry.
Right.
What we're talking about is just the National Park Service. So,
Right.
and with the National Park Service, there's 428 parks totally that are on the National Registry. 300 of them. There is no park fees, and you guys will hear all this again tomorrow. But then there's a little over 100 that actually have a park fee entrance. This is where you read. This is where you do, and a lot. And I'll tell you what, the ones that had the park fee entrance, you got to have a reservation.
Of course you do.
Well, that's and that's, think about Disney. I mean, that's
absolutely
pretty much like Disney at this point.
I mean, okay. I'm going to do this as an example. Okay, whenever I go to Washington, D.C., I make sure that I do the mall area. Then that's when I venture out and see where haven't I been yet. And believe it or not, I have actually visited places that I've never been before on my the past trips. They were amazing experiences. It was really fun because I got to visit Arlington. I got to go visit the Ford's Theater. Amazing places. I mean, and we did most of DC in a week. And you could actually do 2 weeks in DC easily. And you still wouldn't be able to do everything there. It's the same with New York. If you were going to New York City, you would need, I think, to get all of the to go to like all of the big places, you would need at least 2 weeks to do it. You cannot do all of New York City in a week. It's big. And, now with the national parks, would you say that 2 weeks, depending on which one you're going to, is enough time? At least.
Right.
At least 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, and again, but see, it depends on what you're talking about. Sometimes, as a travel agent, I'll tell you, you may want to book them out a few months out sooner than, because there's a lot of things you just can't book 2 weeks ahead. Sometimes you need to book them out 5 to 6 months ahead. Sometimes even up to a year ahead.
Absolutely.
Like right now,
one of them.
And this is why I'm talking about cruise lines. Like right now, you are getting some awesome deals that are for fall 2024 going into early 2025. And even now they're starting to release the itineraries.
They are.
Some of them are starting to release the itineraries for the summer of 2025.
They are.
And I'm telling you, right now is some of the best deals you can get. And sometimes it's like, plus the fact, here's the other advantage to doing that sometimes too. Gives you a little bit longer time to make the payments on the
absolutely cruise. I would say at least for national parks, I would say at least a year to even get started? Because if
it
you're
depends on what it
traveling
is.
to another
It
state,
depends on what you're doing.
That's
I
true.
would say at least a few months out. With the parks, it's a little bit different.
Right.
You know, now if you're camping,
Yeah.
I'd say at least 8 to 12 months out. Yes.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're going, now I will tell you, now if you are camping in some of these paid that have the park, parks, then obviously, I would like Yosemite and all them.
You
I'd
need
say you better check 8 to 12 months out ahead of time for availability for campsites.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even if you're gonna, because some of these parks actually do have lodging in the parks.
Yes.
And even with those, you better check out, I'd say 6 to 9 months out ahead of time.
Because I know for the more popular ones, they are like a year to like a year and a half advance. Or with a year and a half advance. Because they're that popular. Some of them.
And
not all.
It may not necessarily mean you have to do it a year to a year and a half, but it could be that, it depends on what their waiting list looks like, honestly.
Let me ask you this question,
and
Dave.
you don't know.
For the cruise lines specifically, would you say you need at least a year and a half, and or the 2 years to book a cruise?
A year.
That's what I thought.
Now hold on, but that's not for every cruises.
Right.
I'm saying a year. If you're looking to, let's say you're looking to do a 7-night cruise, book out a year ahead of time, so that you can make sure you get, because a lot of times you can get on a payment plan and pay the payments over time to pay that cruise off. And throughout that time, because I'm going to tell you this, and I will tell you now, my recommendation is, before I didn't know enough to push this, I will tell you that if you do a cruise, get the insurance, because you never know what happens.
You're right.
Especially if it's only you, or maybe it's just a couple of you traveling. Now, if you're going like on a 4-night, if you're doing like just a 4-night, maybe a 4-night and a 5-day cruise,
I still get it regardless.
I would say you could do that anywhere from 5 to 6 months out.
Okay.
Now, it makes a difference. Now, I will tell you this, but be on the lookout for special deals on cruises that are coming out, because sometimes if a cruise doesn't book up, you can get some good deals on cruises
that's what I've heard.
They still have rooms they want to try to fill all the rooms. So there's always going to be cruises that don't necessarily always fill out, and you're going to be able to. They're gonna put those on special deals to fill those rooms up. So, obviously be on the lookout for that, and especially if you're working with an agent, make sure the agent, because there may be a deal where you might be able to upgrade your room on special deals and get a special deal, and that may have a difference. That may have a difference on your pricing too. I mean, you may get deals where, let's say I had a significant other and I'm paying $1,700. Now, fortunately enough, even with my mom, me and my dad, we only played, like I said, let's see, we left on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, came home Monday morning. So what is that? That would be like a 4-day cruise, 4 days, 3-night cruise. and I think we paid totally about $1,400.
That's not bad.
No, that actually is pretty good for a 4-day
Yeah.
3-night cruise.
Yep.
The only thing that inhabited that was the weather on Thursday when we took off, sunny was okay. Friday it started okay. But later in the day it started to sprinkle.
Right.
Saturday we got to Freeport and it pretty much rained all day, so
Yeah.
now not much you could do there.
Of course.
I mean, I could have gone to the casinos at Freeport, but didn't. But then Sunday, that was when I was telling you that the weather was bad, and we actually even with the stabilizers, you can feel the ship rock. And at that point, there was not much movement on the decks.
Right.
Even for meals, there was not much movement.
Wow.
During the day on Sunday. Wow. Now, by the time we got through the storm and it settled down, more people came out. But a lot of people there, I understand that there was a lot of people that ended up getting sick on that cruise.
It makes sense.
Had to ask the cruise line for the adrenaline and all that.
Right, exactly. Because they didn't want to get even more sick.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was to help settle them down.
Right.
For that. So.
Right.
So obviously it was
crazy
there.
Of course.
But so yeah, I mean it's all about planning. It's all about doing your research, and that's what I want. Obviously, I'm telling you, make sure you use a cruise line. Use a travel agent. Whether or don't just try to book.
Yeah.
Or do your research. The big thing is make sure if you do it yourself, do your research.
Why do you think I do that no matter where I travel to? I always make sure that I know what I'm doing.
I know you, Mike. I'm just telling you. This is for people that I'm trying
to. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm trying. I mean, this is just one. It's just advice.
Right.
2, it's for anybody that wants to use me. I will tell you, we will go through A through Z and make sure we cross everything.
And also, too, with that,
I mean, obviously, an agent's not going to be able to control the weather. So, I mean, not much we can do about the weather, but we can try to make about the thing of it is a good travel agent wants their clients to have the best vacation that they can.
Oh, absolutely, they do.
That's why I use the term magical.
Right.
And because I want them to have the most magical vacation that they can have.
Of course.
When it comes to that. And I will do anything and everything I can to get the best deals I can.
Right. And also, too, with that, Dave, I think that one of the main things is download the apps. Absolutely download them because they will be a big help. So that way you're not, downloading.
But that's not something they have to do right away, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you as an agent, I'm going to tell you, I will tell them they eventually need to download it.
Absolutely they do.
But at this, but it's not going to be something that I'm going to say, okay, you want to do a cruise.
Right.
Make sure you download, and you want to go with this cruise line, make sure you download the app. My thing is, because my concern is to make sure that they get everything that they want on a vacation.
Absolutely.
If they want to have extra, like add-ons, adventures, outside of the cruise, I want to make sure I cover all that. Now, once we get here's where I tell them, this is actually where I would tell them to download the app. Once we actually get them booked, that's when I say, okay, now make sure you check in, download their app, check on the website, because I know like Carnival, it has a countdown clock. and it'll count down their trip.
Disney does as
And
well.
we'll keep them updated on all their information and anything they're changing,
Right.
especially if they're especially if they had to book a flight. If they're
Right.
that flight information will also be in that information. Like if
Right.
they, I mean, particularly if you can book a flight package
Right.
cruise, all that will actually be in the site. And I know, and
Right.
most of your cruise lines
Mm-hmm.
do that type of thing. And I
Yep.
think most of your cruise lines have some type of app, but
They do.
obviously, yes. Once they actually book it and start paying for it, that's
Right.
when I say, okay, make sure you do this, 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 and this.
Right.
This is how you keep in contact, but make sure you check
Right.
on this. You know, and
Right.
obviously, I'll say I'll be following up to make sure that we're getting this all.
Right.
You know, obviously to make sure that they're not having any issues.
Absolutely.
Following up, make sure that they
Right.
don't have any questions.
Right.
I mean, you saw that review.
Yes.
That's exactly. Now it
Yes.
was on a smaller scale because they only
Yes.
did they only did a few day cruise and a few nights.
Right.
But you saw the review I got.
Absolutely, I did. Yeah.
And that was still learning things. Now my agency is about to be a year old in a
Right.
couple of weeks here, and
Mm-hmm.
we might have to. We'll probably have a small party somewhere on one of
Nice.
these things.
Nice.
But it comes down to
Mm-hmm.
I will follow up with you, and I will
Right.
follow everything you do. Or if you're doing this
Absolutely.
on your own, I'm telling you, make sure you go A through Z and follow up on it. You know, talk to, you know, if you're doing it on your own and you're going through a cruise line's
Yeah.
website,
Yep.
call them direct. Talk to them
Absolutely.
about the insurance.
Absolutely, 100%, because that's what
I
it's
mean,
there for.
obviously, as a
That's what
travel
they are
agent,
there
I'm going to
for.
say if you don't want the stress,
Right.
because it can be stressful. I'm not going
Oh,
to lie.
yes, absolutely.
Anybody that has done this on their own, I would love to ask you how stressful were you doing all that?
You know, I would love to see
And
the
but
comparison
now
to it.
you've been
Sure.
using a travel agent for a while, Mike. How
Sure.
less stressed have you been since you've been going through a travel agent?
Let me tell you something. Every trip that I have taken, be with a travel agency, is one of the best things, because you don't have to worry about anything, because they will contact you about payments, about apps, like deals,
Any
like
paperwork that you need to give them, because
paperwork,
obviously, as a travel
main
agent,
stuff.
when I'm making the
The only
payment,
thing
I
you
got
need
to
to do
have
is get
that
there.
information on file and things like
Mhm.
that. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, they're going to make sure that you've got your paperwork to get on the
absolutely,
cruises. You know, making
absolutely.
sure they say, because I mean, I told them even before a couple of weeks before, I said, make sure you get on there. Now you're
Yeah.
within that time. Print
Mhm.
off your paperwork.
Right.
And sometimes it'll be on the online too.
Mhm.
So, but I still tell them.
And one of the
I,
things that I
I actually
did.
tell them to do both.
Go ahead.
Even if you can do it online,
Mhm.
still print off a copy so that you have a copy in hand. So that if you're having internet connection or maybe a trouble
Mhm.
connection, or if it's not pulling it up, you got the paperwork to show them. Say, look,
You know what I did, Dave? I actually printed out myself my exact Disney trip, just in case
well, I'm talking
the
about,
internet was down or anything,
because
because
obviously, you know, you got to have your boarding passes for the cruises.
right, I
That's
know that,
exactly
but
what I'm talking
what
about.
I'm saying is,
Make sure you.
like, I had the reservation numbers and everything
There you go.
on
That's what I'm
on
talking
a
about. Yes,
legit piece
boarding
of
passes that
paper,
show all that
just in
information. Your
case.
boarding passes, things like that.
Right, right.
Um,
So that way, before I left my resort, I could just look and see what am I doing today. Because when I went to Disney the last time, it was during COVID stuff, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did have a very good time, but there were things missing. But now that everything's back to normal, I can actually do the things that I want to do now, which is the fireworks characters and all that stuff, which is great. I can't wait to go back to Disney eventually.
Yep. So, all right.
Yeah. But I would say that I love using a travel agent. It is one of the best things on the planet.
Right. And that's why we'll be back. We'll start rounding it. We're going to probably start winding up here in a minute, but I'm going to do this again. We'll be back 2 and 2 because I want to make sure this is getting out. And this is the Cantrell Country Travelway. I'm the agent and owner, David Cantrell. If you're looking to travel through the U.S. national parks or maybe to the waterways from beaches to ocean cruises, let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find your magical vacation.
Welcome back.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. Yes, so if you guys are looking to, if anybody, first of all, if you're Ninja Watching, thank you for Ninja Watch for being here. For all those that came in tonight, Pete, Molly, appreciate. I know you. We were all having fun with all that and that. But I do appreciate you guys being here. And Stephanie and Paul and Dean and I know you guys. I know we like to have fun.
We do,
but I do got these are shows that I definitely try to use to recruit and put out material. And obviously over the next few weeks, I'm going to start talking about different places. I'm going to bringing information up and photos and information I can share about places that people might want to travel. So I'm glad you guys are here. Been here. I'm glad you guys are supporting. Hopefully, you guys might find and discover over the next few weeks. Hopefully, you guys will discover a place that you might want to go to. That's inside the thing. Again, don't forget tomorrow. I know, and I think if you guys can do, let me know, Mike. And I don't know if Richard is listening. I know what happened. Richard. I don't know if you took a look at the Instagram, but he had an issue.
I'm going to check right now.
He's okay. He's okay, but his internet got knocked out. That's all.
Gotcha. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow. Oh my.
Okay,
good. Because I was like, what happened?
And he just got back. So thank y'all for watching and supporting. And obviously, I'm glad Mama D is in here and Molly, and I'm glad Pete's in and supportive guys.
Absolutely.
I know we all like to have fun and all that, and it is.
It is.
I mean, I know I'm probably a little bit more stricter on this show and on Wednesday night show than
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
but like I said, this is more of my
Right.
recruiting things that I'm using until I can get
Right.
my name, till I can actually put some more bios in the profile thing, which
Right.
I got to work on. Um, So, but obviously, if you're ninja watching and you are thinking about traveling, guys, please feel
Mhm.
free to contact me. All the contact information of how is in the description. You can go to the Travel Leaders
Right.
profile. That'll let you either contact me by email or by phone.
Mhm.
Um, or if you want to go take a look at some pictures that I posted on
Yep.
my Instagram, which because I do have a second channel, which is Space Mountain Dave,
Right.
where we talk mainly that is all Disney. That's pretty much all
Yeah.
Disney. It's obviously my travel agent supports that channel,
Yep.
but this is now becoming a priority.
Mhm.
But so go over there and check out the fun. If you love Disney, come hang out with us on Disney. But go
Mhm.
check out, you'll see the Disney stuff on the
Yeah.
Instagram, but you'll also see a link to the Travel Leaders
Yeah.
profile there in the home bio page
Yep.
of my Instagram page. Um,
Mhm.
you can always find it as well on the travel agent. You'll
Yep.
go to Facebook. That's the travel agent page.
Yep.
You'll see some pictures from Cumberland Gap. Go to my
Mhm.
homepage and look at photos. Pull up the photos. I put some photos of Cumberland Gap up there. Um, you'll see some interesting videos that I put out as
Mhm.
advertisement. Um, but definitely go check out the profile page because
Definitely.
you'll that's where you're going to see where I've traveled to, places that I booked and been to.
Mhm.
Um, it's also you'll see customer
Right.
testimonials. So
Mhm.
obviously, definitely check that out. Don't forget Saturday night,
Yep.
uh, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we will
Four
have
o'clock.
the Disney Cafe chat,
Yep.
and I'm thinking that's going to be a good one because if Mike and Stacy still come on, you'll be
Yeah.
there. I'll be there.
Yep.
Cherie will be there.
Yep. It's gonna be
Um,
a great show.
obviously, we won't have Rick. Um, obviously, I don't know if Richard will be there or not.
Right.
Um, I know Nick and Claire can't be there this weekend because
Correct.
they're in Paris with
Right.
annual holder stuff.
Right.
They did say they would. They did say they would try to get back and
Okay.
on the show. And then of course Saturday night, 10:30. Don't forget Disney
Right.
Cafe chat. I will finish up
Right.
this Lego thing.
Mhm.
Uh, we'll have honestly, if we didn't cover it all, we'll probably have some major
Right.
Disney news to talk about on Saturday night
Mhm.
if we don't
Absolutely.
cover it all
Yep.
on the Disney news.
Yeah.
So we might cover a couple of things on the Disney news at 5
Yeah. Because
and
there's
leave
a
a few
lot of
things
news
for
coming
Saturday
out.
and leave a few things for Saturday night.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm. Right.
um and it's a lot of things that you guys were talking about today in our chat.
Yes. Yes.
So with that, any final thoughts for you, Mike?
Nope. Just it was a really good stream. It was really
It
good.
was, except for why I don't know why I froze, but
It's okay.
I mean, because honestly, but look, when I'm not sharing anything,
I know.
connection has been strong. And
Yeah.
even before that, the connection was strong when we
Right.
started. It was just when I started
Right.
sharing something that
I don't
it
know
goes.
why.
I don't know why that does that. I
Who
don't know if there's
knows?
something I can figure out to do about that or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm sharing it off of the other screen. It's not like
Right.
it's on the same screen.
Right. I know.
It's just coming from the same
No
computer
idea.
system.
Right. But that's okay. It's fine. We worked around
I
it.
don't know. It's all good. You got the sauce. You did get to see some
Yep.
beautiful ships. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of good cruise ships that are coming out this year. So,
Oh, yeah.
Anything? Any final thoughts from you, Mike?
Not really, except if you want to travel, you know who to contact. You know?
Yep. And if you want to travel, come see me and talk to me. I'll be glad to
Exactly.
help you. We will find you the most
Yeah.
magical vacation we can get you. And again, it's all about the family. It's
Sure
what
is.
you guys want. Because crazy thing about it is some people come with an itinerary. They kind of know. Some people come with what kind of know what they want, and which I mean that just makes the job. It makes it a little bit easier for the agent to do.
It does.
But if you do that, make sure you get there. Make sure you start doing that months ahead of time. If you know when you want to go, and if you got certain things, because if you know there may be certain things that you may want to do that you need to book immediately.
Right.
And I do know that most agents have to go through a few different booking people to book.
Yep.
I mean, like if you're like wanting like an air balloon ride, I mean, I may be able to book the cruise line through one, and I can do and if you have to fly into the port, I can do most lines. I can do the air package with it, but as far as like air balloons, I have to go through other.
Exactly.
I have to go through other suppliers.
You have to go through your stuff to make it happen.
Huh?
I said you have to go through your stuff to make it happen.
But we will make it happen. We will make it happen.
Yep.
And I can promise you that. We will make it happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought it was a good stream tonight. I look forward to seeing you, and hopefully we'll have to check with Richard to see if he can be here.
I agree.
Because I will. It's not like I will show anything. We'll just
I know.
We'll talk about things of the NPS and some other things. We'll tomorrow but we are planning on filming the first national park show, and it will be preset for early next week.
Yes.
I'm probably thinking about 6 o'clock. That way I can just sit there and I have to be in chat because I'll be at work. I may, because obviously when I go to days, then we'll be able to start doing some of it can actually be live streams and Bert. So all right, guys. Again, thank you for being here. Again, if you're looking to travel, you know how to get a hold of me. The description links are in the description area of this video. Make sure you make sure you guys go check out my partner channel, Richard Blumenchiza, on his channel. He does a great job with Pintastic Tuesdays.
Yes.
Obviously, go make sure you check out Mike and Richard on Park and Eats. They do a great job on food reviews. If you haven't checked them out, please do. They do a great job. Make sure you guys go check out Pete McDevitt. He has 2 different channels. If you love sport, he does everything from baseball to basketball to hockey to
you name it, he does it.
Just about. Not all of it, but
not all of it.
A lot of it is the major. He does some college, but he does a lot of the major. I know he does a lot of the Major League Baseball. He does some of the NBA playoffs. He is doing some of the college basketball March Madness right now. So watch that, and then obviously check out his Tuesday night show that he does with Maui.
Yes,
Montreal Maui. They got some great guests they've been bringing on Tuesday nights. And then of course make sure you guys check out the Triple C's.
Absolutely.
2 of them were in here tonight. Stephanie and Molly are 2 of the ladies that does that, along with Angela and Sammy D. And of course Tina backs them up. Tina is the backup for them. Those ladies do a great job with that show.
They do. They do an
check them out
amazing
at
job.
6:00 on Sunday nights. This
Yes.
week we're going to actually have Disney MUK, so please make sure you check them out on Sunday night. And with that, I'm going to say what I always say. Let the Cantrell Country Travelway help you find that magical vacation. Have a great Thursday, guys. Have a great
Bye,
Thursday.
guys.
Bye-bye.